it's only a conspiracy theory until it's disproved. And if it's not disproved, then it becomes conspiracy fact. Welcome to SkyWatch TV. It's Thursday, January 5th, 2017. I'm Derek Gilbert. A special daily update today as we have a guest in studio who will be featured on several upcoming episodes of the over-the-air broadcast of SkyWatch TV. He's the author of a couple of best-selling books you've heard of, The Rabbi Who Found Messiah and Be Thou Prepared. His new book, When the Lion Roars, Understanding the Implications of Ancient Prophecies for Our Time. We are pleased to welcome Pastor Carl Gallups into the studio.
Thank you,
Pastor.
It's good to be here.
We should mention you're the host of a weekly radio broadcast, Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups, which is broadcast live 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and people can listen to the live stream at your website, carlgallups.com. In recent weeks, you've been talking about a subject that got a lot of attention toward the beginning of the Obama administration and then kind of went away. And this was the issue of the president's birth certificate.
Yeah, which is a very important issue.
Yeah.
To determine if it's a legitimate certificate and thus an identifying document that's legitimate, then he's legitimate and everything about his sitting in the White House as the commander-in-chief is legitimate.
Yeah.
If it's not legitimate, then we've got a problem. Because if it's not legitimate, that means it's fabricated. And if it's fabricated, that means several crimes have been committed. And I'm not saying by the president himself, I'm not saying he fabricated a document, but if he did, if somebody did, crimes have been committed. If you and I fabricate a driver's license right here today, just the fact that we did it is a crime, whether we ever use it. If we're caught with a fabricated false ID, that's a crime. If I use it, it's another crime. If I use it to gain assets, that's another crime. If I use it to gain employment, that's another crime. If I post it publicly as that's another crime. So the issue of the birth certificate, the long-form birth certificate that the Obama administration posted on the White House website in April of 2011 is an important thing to look at. And I know that it's been maligned by the PSYOPs operation, and everybody calls it, you're a conspiracy theorist.
In other words, the Washington Post, New York Times.
Yeah, absolutely. Media Matters and all that.
Conspiracy theory.
Birthers.
Yes.
Well, looking at that birth certificate had nothing to do with birtherism. Looking at that birth certificate from a criminal law enforcement forensic investigation had nothing to do with where the president was born. It had everything to do with all the crimes I just talked about.
The authenticity of the document.
Is that authentic? And if it's not, then oh my gosh, not only have a plethora of crimes been committed, but then you have to ask the question, why? Why would a sitting president and or his administration around him take the chance of committing those kinds of crimes? Now I want to back up and say something very interesting to your audience. Don't forget that the person responsible for getting that long-form birth certificate posted on the White House website was a man by the name of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He wasn't running for president, but he also was concerned, as a lot of other business people were. He knew people like Sheriff Joe Arpaio, who was the one investigating, who would be the one investigating this thing, but he challenged the president. I think it was $5 million he offered, maybe more, I don't remember now, but he offered him millions of dollars to give to his favorite what do you call it?
Charitable
charity.
Yeah.
Thank you. Big word, charity. Yeah. I lost my big words. To give to his favorite charity if he would put some identifying, open up his records. He didn't ask him to put a birth certificate up, although that was the hot point topic. But Obama, the first executive order he signed on the very first day he took office, you can go to the government website and read it yourself, was to lock down all of his identifying records. That freaked a lot of people out. That was in 2009, January 2009, January 21st, 2009, the day after his inauguration. He shuts down everything. But by 2011, we're getting ready to go into the 2012 election. There's still no valid identifying document that has ever been released. And people are questioning, what if the guy's not even from here? Now, that's where the birther thing started. Oh, you're saying he's not even from here. Okay, that's another whole argument. But the question became when Donald Trump stepped forward and started badgering him and taunting him and offering millions of dollars to your favorite charity. And then April 2011 appears this long-form birth certificate. Interestingly, which some of his spokespeople had said previously, that Hawaii didn't even issue a long-form birth certificate, so we can't put one up there. But all of a sudden one appears. This thing that couldn't be done, all of a sudden is done, which immediately raised people's suspicions.
Sure.
People looked at it, and well, you should. Why should we buy every government narrative? See, that's what the mainstream media wants us to do. If we say it, believe it.
Yeah.
Well, I wish we lived in that kind of a world, but we don't. So, I come from a law enforcement background. Just because somebody tells me they didn't commit a crime doesn't mean I'm not going to, well, if you say you didn't do it, then I'm not going to investigate it. I'm not even going to look at it because you promise you didn't do it? Okay, then no. So there's some suspicion around it. Well, in the meantime, Sheriff Joe Arpaio, Maricopa County, he was petitioned by 200 and something of his constituents. They said, look, what if the certificate is fraudulent? That means that document was put up there before the 2012 election to prove his identity. If it's fraudulent, we might have been defrauded we might have had a fraud committed against us in the election in Maricopa County because he was on the ballot in our county, and that's how it all came. So the sheriff said, look, I'll look into it. So he commissioned Mike Zullo, who was on the cold case posse as a volunteer at the time, but has investigative experience back in the East, New Jersey, New York, I think, in law enforcement. But anyway, he was serving with Arpaio. Arpaio commissioned him to be the chief investigator of this. And their stated expressed purpose, which is on record, in writing and in video and audio, they wanted to clear the document. They wanted to exonerate the president. Neither one of them believed that the thing could be false. Bottom line, let me get to the short story and then bring you up to what we now know, which is profound. They started investigating the document in August 2011. They had 2 press conferences shortly thereafter wherein they said, we tried to clear it, but we can't. There's some suspicious things about this document. It does not appear to be a valid document. First of all, there are all kind of layers and different anomalies, and we're looking at all of that. There's enough
and
here.
Layers meaning that it was layers of an image, that there were
It looked like
pieces of the image that laid over a background. It was not
fabricated.
a scan of a single image.
That's exactly. It looked fabricated.
Okay.
And they said, look, there's enough here for a congressional investigation or for a federal law enforcement investigation. In the real world, back in those days, we all just assumed, all of us that were connected to law enforcement, and we just assumed, oh yeah, this is a no-brainer. At least look at it. I mean, let Congress clear it. Let the FBI clear it. But nobody would touch it. Media didn't touch it. Courts didn't touch it. Congress didn't touch it. Federal law enforcement, and that freaked people out. It's like, what are they hiding? Well, that did create conspiracy theories. Of course it will. It bloomed them. Well, but in the meantime, let me just skip now. December 2016. Sheriff Joe Arpaio, getting ready to go out of office. January 1st, he would be out. He was a 6-term sheriff. He gave a press conference right before he went out, to the concluding press conference. And let me tell you what that investigation now knows. And they've got video evidence. I'll tell your audience where they can see all this for themselves. Donald Trump is getting ready to go in office now. He and Sheriff Joe Arpaio are good friends. The president is being made aware of all that I'm getting ready to say. And what we are hoping and praying for is now, in the real world, a congressional investigation of what I'm getting ready to say is going to really shock your viewers and listeners if they don't know this. We're hoping maybe FBI, some other authorities will look at it. Along the way of this 5-year investigation, there were some deeper, darker things uncovered. When you're investigating one crime, sometimes it leads down other alleys.
Right.
Those matters have already been turned over, according to Sheriff Joe Arpaio, to appropriate authorities, and they're not even speaking of those publicly. That's how deep and dark that thing went. But what they have spoken of publicly is this. Here's what they found. I'm going to tell your audience, go to carlgallups.com. That's the landing page. There's a yellow link. It says something like Sheriff Joe Arpaio Conference Archive page. They can click on that. Everything I'm going to say, they can see. The 1-hour conference he did, they can watch the whole 1-hour conference. We've made 3-minute video synopsis of the 1-hour conference. We've got a 7-minute synopsis, a 5-minute synopsis. It answers questions people have. We've got little videos. Plus you can see interviews that I've done, Mike Zullo, the chief investigator, that he has done, and you can see articles that have been written about it. So that one archive page, your viewers and listeners right now can go check out everything I'm saying. But here's what the investigation knows. Not only do we know that that document that he has been using to identify himself is a fabricated forgery, but it has been confirmed to be a fabricated forgery by 2 forensic digital document experts and document experts on different sides of the planet, one in Europe, one in Hawaii. The one in Hawaii, Reed Hayes, has 40 years of document examination experience. He's written 5 books. He trains law enforcement in the United States. He conducts training classes. He is certified to testify in courts as an expert witness all over the United States. He was employed in a particular case by Perkins Coie Law Firm. Mm-hmm. He is a registered Democrat. He voted for Obama twice. Perkins Coie is the law firm that represents Barack Obama, represented him all during his campaign. So this guy worked for the people who worked for Obama. So
he had no axe to grind.
He had no axe to grind. And as a matter of fact, he wanted to clear the document too.
Right.
So it was sent to him. It was also sent, all the information that I'm getting ready to tell the folks, was sent to a company in Italy called Forlabs, F-O-R-L-A-B-S, Forlabs. You can go to their website. Every examiner there is a PhD. Their digital document examination. They also train law enforcement all over Europe. They testified in court all over Europe, expert witnesses. A lot of their investigations goes to child pornography, digital document, or digital manipulation of photographs and documentation and websites and all that. They're just brainiac geniuses with this stuff. They got it. Reed Hayes got it. Neither one knew that the other one was working on it. They both came from 2 different methodologies of the science of document examination. They both arrived at the same conclusion, that what the investigators discovered was 100% accurate, that this document is a fabrication. What did they find? Now, this is astounding. They discovered that the Obama document was fabricated onto a template with, they have at least 9 or 10 different elements that were lifted from a legitimate Hawaii birth document over onto the template. Not only were they lifted, and these are words, dates, date stamps, X's in boxes, not only were they lifted, but most of them were lifted as a group. So mathematically, precision mathematically, they were correlated, juxtaposed to each other. Wherever you put them, they would be in the exact same correlation, which is a human impossibility unless it was a digital cut and paste lift method.
Because if you were scanning it, would there be some variation as to where it was on the scanner? Documents aren't printed exactly the same place. So
and back in the 60s when these documents were done, birth certificates, it was types and the manual typewriters. And
if you got it aligned you wouldn't get it aligned in exactly the same place.
And some of it was handwritten, and the date stamps were hand stamped. And I mean, so you got all this human intervention. So you come up into the 2000s and you wind up with a document. And this other document, not only that, but they have the source document. And it belongs to a woman by the name of Johanna Ani. That's now public record. Now, how they got that document is another story. We don't have time for it. That's an intriguing story, and that story will be told soon. But we have the document, and both of these document examining entities said this Johanna Ani document is a source document. They think there are probably other birth certificates used to create this template, but this is a primary source document because the date stamps were moved over here and they're the exact same angle and in the exact mathematical location of the box. But the thing that gave it away, what caused Reed Hayes to call this the nail in the coffin, this is a complete forgery. And remember, Reed Hayes is a huge Obama supporter. Worked for the law firm that managed Obama's legal campaign. So this guy had no axe to grind. He said, here's the nail in the coffin. On the Ani document, there's boxes where you put X's, yes or no. Okay. In one of those boxes, the X went out of the box because it's a typewriter, and the paper wasn't in the typewriter just right, and so the X went just a little out of the box, and it hit the word above it, and if digital examiners, document examiners, they've got special microscopes. They can blow it up and look, and there's ink splatter patterns. That X, along with the box, along with the word above it, along with the ink splatter that goes with it, was moved from the Ani document to the Obama document twice. 2 different places. The exact same X. That's what caused Reed Hayes to say, that's it. That's the nail in the coffin. That's it. You can't argue that. Never in a billion years would that happen, humanly speaking. It just wouldn't happen. So, and that's just one of 10 pieces of evidence like that. So now we know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's documented and backed up by experts on different sides of the globe. The document is a fabrication. Now the question is why?
Yeah, and sadly, we don't have time to delve into that, but we will direct people to your website, carlgallups.com,
Yes.
so they can learn
Click on the
more
yellow
about
link.
this and, why, and what gave the backers who put millions and millions of dollars, the largest campaign
Yeah.
war chest in terms of campaign financing in history, why were his backers so confident that none of this would come out? It's a fascinating
And by the way, they
conversation.
can see the video. We recreated it. They can watch how it's done. They can see it with their own eyes. It's astounding.
Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups is live every Friday afternoon, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can listen live, carlgallups.com. And again, keep watching for the interviews coming up on SkyWatch TV about his book, When the Lion Roars, Understanding the Implications of Ancient Prophecies for Our Time. Carl, thanks for
Thank you, Derek.
your work. Thanks for the time. And
Thank you.
we thank you for watching. Tomorrow, get ready for science. Sci Friday returns on SkyWatch TV. Until then, I'm Derek Gilbert, and this is SkyWatch TV.
Could there exist ancient mysteries that have never been unlocked? Are there secrets waiting thousands of years to be uncovered? Are there hidden keys that can transform your life into one of joy, victory, success, fulfillment, and blessing? Imagine if you could have a treasure chest that contained ancient mysteries, the secrets of the ages, the answers to our most enduring questions, and the keys to transforming your life. This is what you'll get in the Book of Mysteries by Jonathan Cahn, author of the New York Times bestsellers, The Harbinger and The Mystery of the Shemitah. As you open up the Book of Mysteries, you will be transported on a journey through a desert to encounter a man known only as the Teacher, who will take you on an odyssey to mountaintops, caverns, encampments of tent dwellers, and oil-lit chambers of scrolls, ancient books, and mysterious vessels, to open the mysteries of the age and your life. Unlock such mysteries as the portal, the mystery of the eighth day, the Maccabean blueprint, the bridegroom's visitation, the seven mysteries of the age, and much more. Enter a one-year odyssey with 365 different mysteries, one for every day of the year. Begin your journey, open up the treasures, unlock the mysteries, and change your life with the Book of Mysteries by Jonathan Cahn, available where all books are sold.
Jonathan Cahn, the best-selling author of The Harbinger and Mystery of the Shemitah, brings his brand new book to SkyWatch TV. The Book of Mysteries, officially released September 6th. It's a story, a journey, and a daily devotional like no other. And when you order the Book of Mysteries from SkyWatch TV, we'll include The Mystery of the Shemitah, 2 Jonathan Cahn DVDs, The 6 Heavenly Entities, and The Cosmic Bride and Bridegroom, 2 free promotional gift books, and a 1-year subscription to the new SkyWatch TV magazine. It's a total value of more than $100, yours for just $25. Or you can order a 10-pack, 10 copies of all the books and DVDs, gifts for your friends. Total value of more than $1,000, yours for just $199. This offer is only available from SkyWatch TV. Order the Jonathan Cahn Book of Mysteries bundle today by calling toll-free 844-750-4985. That's 844-750-4985. Or log on to skywatchtvstore.com.